Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into a book that honestly has been a game changer for so many people, David Allen's Getting Things Done. We're going to unpack the core ideas of the system, which is all about, finally getting a handle on the absolute chaos of modern work and life. Wow, okay. Let's start with this quote because, man, does this hit home or what? The hurrier I go, the behinder I get. It's that feeling, right? That you're on a treadmill just cranking up the speed, but you're not actually moving forward. And according to David Allen, there's a really good reason we all feel this way. So here's the core issue that David Allen points out. The world of work, it's completely transformed. But the way we manage that work, well, it's stuck in the past. We're basically trying to use a map from the 1950s to navigate a city built today. It just doesn't work. Okay, check out this comparison, because this is huge. Think about old work. It was physical. You could see it. You plow a field. You see a plowed field. You pack a box. You see a packed box. You knew, for sure, when you were finished for the day. But now, we're in what's called knowledge work. It's invisible. It's squishy. There are no hard edges. A presentation can always be tweaked. An email could always be written a little better. There's no clear finish line. And that's a massive source of stress. So what do you call all those things? The emails, the ideas, the nagging thoughts, all these open loops fighting for our attention. Well, David Allen has a brilliant, simple name for it. He just calls it stuff. And stuff is literally everything. It's that pile of emails in your inbox. It's that random note you scribbled on a napkin. It's the thought, oh yeah, I need to call my aunt back. But here's the most important part. Stuff is not a to-do list. Not yet. It's a list of things you haven't made a decision about. They're unresolved, and that is exactly where the stress comes from. All right, so this brings us to what is, for me, the absolute core insight of the whole GTD system. It's this. Your brain is for having ideas, not for holding them. We're using our brains completely wrong. We're treating them like cluttered storage closets when they're actually designed to be high-powered creative studios. And this quote from Sally Kempton just nails it, doesn't it? It is hard to fight an enemy who has outposts in your head. Every single piece of that stuff we're trying to remember is an open loop. It's like having a dozen apps running in the background of your phone, just draining the battery, even when you're trying to do something else. It sucks away your focus and your mental energy. Think of it this way. Your brain is your computer's RAM. It's incredibly powerful for processing what's right in front of you, but it's a horrible hard drive. It's just not built for long-term storage. So when you try to use your brain as your to-do list, it's like having 50 browser tabs open at once. Everything gets slow, buggy, and you're left with this constant low-grade hum of anxiety. Okay, so if our brains are the wrong tool for the job, what's the right one? What's the actual solution here? Well, this is where the magic happens. Let's walk through the 5 simple steps to get all that stuff out of your head and into an external system, a system you can finally actually trust. All right, these 5 stages are the absolute engine of getting things done. It's a workflow. First, you collect. You capture absolutely everything that has your attention. Then you process it. You look at each thing and ask, what is this? Next, you organize it. You put it in the right place. Then, and this is crucial, you review your lists regularly to keep them fresh. And finally, the payoff, you get to do. You get to work on things with total confidence, knowing you're working on the right thing at the right time. So, step 1, collect. This is all about a total mind sweep. The goal is to get everything out of your head and into a trusted inbox. This could be a physical tray on your desk, an email inbox, a notebook, whatever. The tool doesn't matter as much as the habit. You have to capture it all, 100%, so your brain can finally relax and let go, knowing it's all been caught. Okay, once you've collected everything, you move to step 2, process. This is where you empty your inboxes, one item at a time. And for each piece of stuff, you ask the single most powerful question in productivity. Is it actionable? Yes or no? That's it. This one simple question is how you turn that vague cloud of stuff into clear, concrete actions. And here's a little trick that's so simple but so powerful. The famous 2-minute rule. If an action takes less than 2 minutes, just do it immediately. Bam, done. It clears out so much of the small stuff right away. Now, what about things that take longer? Well, that's when you move to step 3, organize. You decide where that task belongs. An appointment, it goes on your calendar. Something you need to do soon, it goes on your next actions list. And to make sure this whole system doesn't just turn into a new mess, you have to do step 4, review. You gotta look at your list regularly, maybe once a week, to keep everything up to date. That's what makes the system trustworthy. So, when you get this system humming, when you're consistently capturing everything, processing it, organizing it, and reviewing it, you get to the real prize. And it's not just about taking off more boxes on your to-do list. The real payoff is a state of mind, a way of being. David Allen has this beautiful term for it: mind like water. Just picture a totally calm lake. If you toss a small stone in, the water ripples just enough. If you throw a big rock in, the splash is bigger. It responds perfectly, appropriately, to whatever comes its way. That's the goal for your mind, to be so clear and uncluttered that you can react to whatever life throws at you without overreacting or underreacting, because you're not already stressed out by all that stuff you're trying to remember. Look, this all sounds great in theory, right? But let's actually make this concrete. Let's do a super quick 30-second exercise right now so you can feel what this clarity is actually like. All right. Right now, I want you to think of that one thing. You know the one, the project, the problem, the situation that's been nagging at you the most, the thing that keeps popping into your head when you're trying to focus. Got it? Just pick one. Okay, now I want you to imagine it's done. It's finished, it's a total success. What does that look like? In a single sentence, what is the successful outcome? Not just deal with the budget, but finalize 2024 budget approved by the team. See the difference? Get a clear picture of what done means. All right, here it is. This is the magic question. What is the very next physical, visible action you need to take to move this forward? Not the whole project, just the absolute next tiny step. So it's not plan the vacation, it's open browser and search for hotels in San Diego. It's not write the report, it's create a new blank document and title it. What's that next tiny physical step? Okay, feel that? That little shift? That little O of clarity where you suddenly know exactly what to do? That is the entire secret of getting things done. That's the whole game right there. It's about consistently asking that one simple question: what's the next action? Because that question is the key that turns that huge, scary, overwhelming mountain of stuff into a single, simple, manageable step you can take right now.